LinkedIn's open to work tag, according to this article from the Business Insider, is the biggest red flag for recruiting managers, and it screams desperation. You reek of desperation if you do this. The list of mergers and acquisitions by Microsoft is absolutely staggering. Video games, infrastructure, optical networking, cyber threat analysis, process mining, marketing analytics, video games, digital media, content moderation, software, productivity, education. This is interesting, right? But it is a little sadistic, a little masochistic to look at this from the perspective of an individual employee. I'm an individual employee. I'm not a big employer. So fundamentally, I still feel very vulnerable to these volatile market forces. I can't imagine what this might feel like if you are a recent graduate, you're just starting your PhD, or you're just about to finish your PhD and sign what your job prospects, what your vision for the future must be, whether they're completely changed or they're crushed. I don't really know how we're supposed to reconcile with it. So to finish this episode, I'll have to round it out with our recurring segment, Whose Job Is It Anyway? My best attempt at trying to help younger professionals navigate the certainties and the uncertainties and the treacheries of the professional environment, informed by how very cutthroat, innovative workspaces like science and tech approach these matters. So let's say you don't want to stay loyal. You're a free agent, you're only a short-term hire at any single company, and you want to get in, get paid your worth, and get out because you know companies will change. So you have to be loyal to yourself. You have to be selfish before you can be selfless. Well, one tool to do this is through LinkedIn. So you could create your LinkedIn profile, connect with a lot of people, and when it's time to jump ship, you could choose to turn on that open to work badge on LinkedIn so recruiters know that you are open to work, and you start fostering this network, this sense of the inevitable departure from your current workplace. Of course, you've got great skills, so you should be in demand, right? According to the next article, that's probably the worst thing you can do. The open to work badge on your profile photo on LinkedIn, according to Nolan Church, an ex-Google recruiter, says you will be willing to take on any role whatsoever. Even if that's true, you shouldn't give that sign off that, hey, I'm desperate for a job, I'll take anything. You got to play it a little bit more mysteriously. And what this article says, recruiting is like dating. You have to make the other side feel like you're an exclusive commodity. They think top talents aren't actively seeking jobs, and in fact, to move them to a new role, they have to pull them out, given they're already content in their very, very specialized and valuable current role. Advertising that you're open to work and actively looking for a job actually can turn off many hiring managers and can make the job candidate seem desperate. And you have to be careful not to seem like you're anxious or you're grasping. And that's why there is a feature currently in LinkedIn that when you select open to work, you can select a non-public option. The recruiters all across LinkedIn can see that you are open to work, but not everyone in your contact list, everyone in your network won't see that you're open to work. Recruiters who work in your organization may still see that you're open to work. So it's not truly non-public, but that is still a much more subtle way of putting feelers out as to, hey, I'm a free agent. I'm willing to move if I need to, if there's a better opportunity. So that is a more subtle way of making it seem like you're exclusive, doing that dance, as opposed to just saying, hey, after 12 months, I'm definitely leaving every place. I'm not loyal to anyone. I'm not loyal to anything. I got to look out for myself. Now that job hopping approach, again, may not be up to us. We may be forced to job hop if the company, the startups that we're working at are not very stable. Yes, it's very exciting to be at the cutting edge of innovation, but that's a dual-edged sword. You will also be potentially cut by those very innovative cutthroat businesses that are always changing. That mindset of wanting to move from job to job because we think it's better, especially if every new job gives you better working conditions, better pay, that gravy train for a lot of sectors seems to be coming to a halt, if not just slowing down temporarily. The next article from CNBC says it pays a lot less to switch jobs right now, and the new hire glow is very much fading. In 2022, there was a phenomenon known as the Great Resignation, when new hires could expect to see a 10% jump in pay, given that it was very much a workers' market. Employers couldn't find good people quickly enough. Everyone wanted to be independent, work from home, cut down their hours to part-time, be hybrid, and employers couldn't really find the people who they thought they would be able to find on the open market. So new hires were getting the benefit of the doubt. But that year-over-year pay growth for new hires has fallen, and it's only 2.9% in 2023 so far. There's a lower quit rate, increased labor supply, and falling worker demand, all to be blamed for slowing wage growth. And new hires in finance, the pay growth has been literally at a standstill. In the tech sector, it's even worse. We saw some evidence of that. Tech sector is very volatile, lots of layoffs. Even founders are being laid off. Sam Altman, founder, laid off. And when you're looking for a job currently, one person's experience is that after going through lots of interviews and receiving job offers, all of them came with significantly lower salaries, less than half than what this person was doing in his current role. So jumping to a new job didn't really do him any good. The last time he tried to look for a new job in 2021, recruiters were scrambling, flooding his inbox, willing to negotiate higher and higher salaries. And this is very much a changing of the tide. This really shows that you need a very subtle and delicate approach to advancing your career. It's not as simple as, hey, I quit, or I quietly quit, or I try and maneuver behind the scenes. I think a much better approach is to move towards an external facing deliverable before you think about changing roles. Whether it be a big client that you can put out a press release that, hey, we landed this client, or in our field, putting together a big publication or getting a big grant. Again, you can talk about it. It's publicly facing. Is actually way more effective than saying that you're open to work. People are not so much interested in your willingness to work. That's just the truth of it. They're much more interested in what you can do for them. And that is the energy you need to be putting out there into the internet, into your professional networks. This is what I'm capable of doing. If you make it a habit of talking about your external facing achievements, as opposed to only talking about ones when you think, oh, it's time to leave, then that might seem a little out of pocket. This really then sets the expectation. Hey, this person I've read about their work for at least 12 months, for a year. And when you ask to talk to them and have a coffee with a recruiter or have a coffee with the CEO of a company, the chance that they can look you up and see everything that you've done in a nutshell, that is way more powerful than any simple open to work tag. That also protects you from the volatility of the job market, the volatility of big tech or big pharma. It comes down to what you can do as an individual and your ability to talk to people about what you can do. I believe the next episode is going to be about genetic testing, especially a scandal around forensic lab testing based here in Queensland. Whatever the next episode is, you'll find it linked up here when it's ready to go. I'm Jack. Thanks for listening. Hope to connect with you again in the next episode.